Hi there, welcome back. So if you saw my video the other day, I've got the new toy, the Instant Pot. And obviously since then I've been through the setup, so I just wanted to do a quick video for you with a few tips and tricks which I learnt from setting up my Instant Pot. So it's a really simple machine to use, really fantastic. And when I made the minestrone soup the other day, it had great results and it literally cooked this soup for me with pasta and beans in it in 6 minutes. I was really impressed. So we've got our Instant Pot here. If you look here, there's an arrow and there's a line here, little line underneath. All you need to do to turn the lid is twist it to the side. You'll hear that little buzz. That means the lid's open, and that's just a built-in safety feature. And when you take the lid off, you'll hear the noise again. So inside the Instant Pot, we had one of these and the seal, and also the 2 sets of cables. So we've got one for use in England and also a European adapter for use in France, etc. So that's pretty cool. They give you both, obviously, because they're selling them across Europe. So I thought initially this was going to be the seal that I would need to install, but actually that's not the case. This is a second seal, and the idea is that you use this seal if you're making any sweet foods and keep the other seal for any savoury foods. It doesn't matter which way round you use them. They're different colours. This one's red and the other one's clear. So whichever you decide to use first, just use this other one for the opposite type of food. So this is an internal steaming basket, and you just place it inside your Instant Pot. It's going to look like that once it's inside. And then you can use that to just place various different vegetables and stuff, or jacket potatoes, anything like that that you want to be inside the Instant Pot, but not necessarily sitting right on the bottom. You will still be able to put water, etc., underneath the vegetables, and then it will just enable the steaming function without getting all the vegetables, or particularly jacket potatoes, soggy. It'll just allow them to stay nice and crisp and tender. So there's also a couple of labels and things around. The ones that are loose, there's one in here, you just need to discard those. And then also there's one that sits on top of your steam vents. It's a sticker like that. Just read what it says and then discard it. There's a couple of other stickers that are on the lid, and you just want to keep those in place. Generally, just as a reminder for yourself, but also if you intend to sell your Instant Pot at any point, which I'm sure you're probably not going to, but if you do intend to sell it at any point and maybe upgrade, then it's good to have those on for the next person who's going to be using it. Okay, so taking off the lid again, we're just going to have a look at some of the functionality of this lid. So there are 2 types of venting methods. One is called the natural release and one is called the quick release. So there's a button here, and automatically when you turn on your Instant Pot, this will set to seal. And then when you want to release the steam from it, if you're going to be doing the quick release, then you just switch that to vent, and the steam will start to release. And when the steam's stopped coming out of the steam release valve, that's when you know that it's ready to open up your Instant Pot. So this is your steam release assembly, and this is your float valve. Now, when I was looking at the setup instructions, it was saying that the parts for this and also the parts underneath this and this needed to be installed before you could begin cooking. And also it mentioned the seal needed to be in place before cooking. Now I was a bit confused by that because actually they're already in place, but they do come off and you need to remove them to clean the Instant Pot. So it's just a reminder to make sure you put them back before you start using the Instant Pot again. So these come apart. You can just literally slip them off. And then you just slip that one off too. And then when you turn this over, now this takes a little bit of twisting, whoops, before that comes off. And then you're able just to rinse water through that valve. Now this one, it's a good idea to take this rubber seal off first, but just before you do, just place your finger over that valve so that it doesn't fall out the other side. So you just gently take off that bit of rubber seal and then turn it over, and the valve pops out, and you can run some water through that as well while you're cleaning. Okay, so you're just popping that back in, placing your finger over the top, flipping it back over, and putting your rubber seal back on top. And just cleaning all these bits and pieces in some warm soapy water. So we're just going to pop that back over, turn the lid around. Once this has been rinsed out, place that back on, and it doesn't go all the way down, it just sits on top, so it's quite loose, and then you just place that cover back on top. Now, it's also recommended that you remove the seal each time you need to do a clean. And all of these parts can be washed in warm soapy water, or they can also go into the dishwasher. So it's a good idea to place the lid just inside your Instant Pot, and then you've got a firm surface to work through. So you just want to take the seal and gently pull this edge up towards you. And as you start to pull up towards you, it will just easily start to pop out. And then you're just going to work your way round, gently pull the seal out. And when you want to place it back in, again, just putting the lid down so you've got a nice firm surface to work with. And then just tilting the edge back in to the top. And then gently using your fingers to press that seal back down into place. So you want to make sure that the seal is on completely, and you can see that there's no lumps or gaps anywhere around the edge before you start cooking. And when you've finished washing all the bits and pieces that come with your Instant Pot, it's a good idea to place your Instant Pot lid upside down on the Instant Pot and just allow everything to air dry. You can also store the lid like this if you want to, especially if you're not going to be using your Instant Pot a lot, because if you put the lid on and lock the seal in, then it's not going to allow air to flow. So it's much better if you store it like this. I mean, if you're opening your Instant Pot a couple of times a day, or at least once a day, it would be fine just to leave it with the lid that way around. It'd be fine to leave it with the lid placed in position. So when you take your lid off for cooking, there's these handy little stands, and there's two positions here on the pot which you can place your lid into, which means you don't need to rest it down on the kitchen side, and that just saves on space. Now, whilst you've got your lid off and you're finished cooking, you want to empty your condensation collection tray. So it's a good idea to get into practice of you doing this every time you cook, and it just simply slides right off. Rinse it out, and then you're just going to place it back on just by lining it up into those little slots and then just pressing it back into place. Okay, so you have two user guides that come with your Instant Pot. Now, at first look at these, they look quite thick and quite daunting, but actually they have lots of different languages in them, and that's why they're quite thick. The actual instructions and the cleaning information and the user manual, warranty, etc. are only a few pages long, so it's definitely worth having a read of these, get your head around using your Instant Pot to its best potential. So before you're getting ready to use your Instant Pot, opening up the lid and taking out your inner pot, you're going to give that a rinse with some warm soapy water, dry it off and get ready to start cooking. But before you do that, there is an initial test run which you should do, and how to do it is all in the setup manual. It's a really simple test. You're just going to add some water and then you heat it on pressure cook for about 5 minutes, and when that's finished you're able to go right ahead and start using your Instant Pot. Now I just would like to tell you two things that I found a little bit scary when I was doing that test run. So initially, as it's preparing to build up the pressure inside, this valve will pop up and a little bit of steam will be released from it. So I'm a bit of a wuss and that did make me jump a little bit. I wasn't expecting it to happen, so just to warn you. And then also, when it's finished cooking and you want to do the quick release, the minute you press this button down to vent, the steam is going to come out here at 100 miles an hour. So you want to make sure that while you're pressing that button, your hand is not over the top of this vent in any way, shape or form. So I would use your right hand, press it up, and then move your hand away as quickly as possible. Or if you are left-handed and you're going to use that hand, just be aware that you want to come away fairly quickly, because that steam, as I said, is going to come out of there very quickly and it's all a bit of a shock. But once that steam has stopped flowing, then you're safe to open your Instant Pot. So you're going to have your Instant Pot plugged in wherever it's going to be sitting, most likely on your kitchen side, and the screen will be blank. And then when you're ready, all you need to do is press the button. It will fire up the Instant Pot, and then you begin by either selecting one of your preset functions, setting the timer, or if you're going freestyle, then you can just use the pressure cooker and set your own time. Within the pressure cooker, there's lots of different functions which come up on this main screen as well. So then you're ready to get cooking and enjoying your Instant Pot. And just remember, when you finish, you want to clean everything thoroughly. And once you've dried everything with a tea towel, just take the lid off and allow it a little bit extra time to dry like that. And either leave it like that or place the lid back on, ready to be used another day. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy using your Instant Pot. I know that I'm going to really love using mine, and I can't wait to get started with all these different recipes. Thanks for watching. Bye.